What's up, hybrids? Welcome back to another episode of the Fandom Hybrid Podcast. This is Hanako, and I'm here with Michelle and Dina, and we are discussing episode 8 of Outlander Blood of My Blood. But before we do that, welcome back, Michelle. We missed you last week.
Yes.
Look, you picked the wrong episode to go out of town
on. Right, and I didn't even realize that y'all had recorded. And I'm sitting here watching. Thank goodness you said something.
No, because I was like, I said we had this whole conversation, but you know what? You was already in trip mode the last time we recorded because we were talking about it. Because I was like, is there any way that we can record? And then you were like, I don't know, because I think we were trying to do it earlier in that week, and then I was like, well, we can do it on Sunday or Monday. So me and Dina decided to do it on Sunday. And then when I watched the episode, I said, you know what? I said, we're going to have to get Michelle's thoughts on this episode because she got her little confrontation with Brian and Mercer. So Michelle, come on, give us your thoughts for episode 7 before we get into this.
Well, I mean, Murtaugh was correct. I mean, it's nothing else I can add to that. He had the right. Again, you should have told your friend.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put, I still have nothing to say on that. It's just I was screaming no when Dougal say, come on. And Murtaugh got on that horse.
Well, I said, well, wait about that. I was like, why would he go with Dougal? And then someone commented on our YouTube and they were like, well, remember, Dougal would know Mercer because Mercer is Miss Fitzgibbon's nephew. And I was like, yeah, I thought about that after we recorded. But still, like, almost feel like because Mercer is a Fraser by birth, that he would have steered clear of Dougal. And Dougal doesn't seem to me like the type of person, like, I know he probably knows who Miss Fitzgibbons is, but Dougal does not necessarily seem to me the type to, like, talk to the help or pay any attention to them. So I think that's why I was surprised when he was speaking to Mercer kind of so familiar, Yeah, I was just like, that's weird. But
right. And I mean, you had to do your friend did you wrong. Yeah. However, you didn't have to. He was like, come on, get on the back of the horse. Dougal said, come on, Murtaugh. And he just said, okay. Right. No, I'll do that.
It made me wonder too, because you know how we kept saying, like, did he end up just being closer to Ellen and not to Brian? Because he always talked about Ellen or whatever. And like, he had already left her, like, watch my sister and all that stuff. And then he went with them. So maybe he did end up being closer to them,
yeah.
At the end.
Could have been.
And then he was there, obviously, when it first starts. He's at Leoc. And so maybe he did end up being more close to the MacKenzies.
Yeah.
I was screaming for you, Michelle, though. I was screaming for you, girl. I was like, you better tell him, Mercer.
When he hit Brian, I said, yeah, Michelle don't like that.
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was coming, and he deserved every bit of it. He needed actually more.
Yeah. But like me and Dina was saying, can y'all have this argument somewhere instead of in front of Balak's face?
That is true too, because now you telling all her beats.
And your daddy ain't no good.
No, he is not at all.
Which leads us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait a second. And also in that episode, which was funny, how y'all making a concoction? So that man was it? Wait a minute.
Oh no!
What was a concoction?
Yes. Oh yes, the this.
Yeah. the I say they no good. I said, first of all, y'all need to stop looking at each other because y'all gonna get caught.
Right.
At the table like this.
Like,
said, well, who cooked this?
What's this flavor?
And y'all like
it.
Oh, it's good. And I was like, you know what, ladies, y'all, instead of doing that, poison him to death.
Right.
Oh. Well, no, because you know what? They're doing it the right way because there's no suspicion coming on them.
None.
Like, he just think that he just needs some rejuvenation.
Right. And what's going to happen is he going to be gone for 2 days, right? And that stuff gets out his system. He's like, I'm good. And then he come back home and he not.
And he going to
be like, it has to be the home. I'll be like, it's the mold on the walls.
No, because you know what? Because back in those days, they took food with them. So Julia or Miss Porter had to cook.
Yeah, sprinkle it all over the food.
Salt bed.
Right. Exactly.
Sprinkle it.
Yeah. But how do you like the new little friendship between Julia and Miss Porter now?
I really do I like it. I do. And I was like, okay, I trust her.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
And stuff. I do. And now they have this little secret because y'all poisoning this man now.
Yeah.
Poisoning him? That's just giving him a little flavor on his food.
They just trying to help him in other ways.
Laird, I didn't know that it caused this trouble. I just thought it was good cooking.
Yeah, it was a good season that other people had recommended.
Yeah. There you go.
There's some Lowry's season salt.
Lowry's. Yeah,
okay, funny. So let's get to episode 8 because I hate the 17th century. I really
Girl.
This episode was tough to watch, but then also there were so many there are some weird contradictions in here because the way the episode starts out, they're laying out the tools, and I'm really sitting here looking like, what? I'm like, Dougal, what the hell is this for? Like, what do you need all of this stuff for? Like, I understand a speculum, but are the men of that time so out of touch with women's bodies that you think you got to have all of this stuff?
And one of them almost was an iron hammer. Like, what you hammering?
What are you hammering? What are you doing?
Because they used to do that kind of crazy stuff.
I know, but
up on pelvis and
but let's think. We're trying to keep her intact. Not destroy her before she even get married.
And that's what we were saying. It's those kind of tests. So how exactly are you supposed to test? Well, we found out in this episode, but before I was like, so how are you going to check if her hymen is intact? Like, are you going to go in
and break it to find it?
Right.
Right.
And we were talking about that. That's like the whole comparison about just like the witches, we're gonna put this 100-pound stone on top of you. If you survive, then you're a witch and we're gonna kill you. But if you die, then that means you were innocent and your soul is going to heaven. Excuse me.
But I'm dead.
Right. And so it's just like that. Okay, so we're gonna check to make sure that you're still a virgin and that your quote unquote virtue is intact. Now, if we see bleeding, we'll know that your virtue was intact and you'll be okay. I mean, at least her future husband is there in the room to see the goddamn test.
So that he can see her virginity. That's so freaking important, being taken by a tool or some other man's.
But I also like Malcolm Grant at this time.
Let's just be real.
Yeah. But also, and again, here with the contradictions, because when Colin and Dougal are looking at the tools and David Beaton is about to explain it, Colin was like, get this shit out my face. That's barbaric. We will not be doing this. Right. Mm-hmm. It's barbaric. But then just as quick, it was all about not damaging Ellen so that he could still sell her off for marriage. Not for any concern for his sister or the fact that they may be doing this, maybe prematurely or maybe on some false information. Like, he had no concern about his sister as a person, just that I can't give the Grants a dead bride.
Right, but the only person who was concerned was one, Malcolm. No, it was actually 3 people that were like, this is a little shaky. Malcolm really was. That's why I was like, I really like Malcolm. Mm-hmm. And now I'm feeling really bad for him.
Yeah. I do feel bad.
Because he do care for her. He didn't want her to have to go through this. He's not even questioning it.
He trusts her.
Yeah, he does. He Let's be honest. Okay. I mean, let's before we hype this up now.
He a fool. He a fool.
And she not innocent. So
I was gonna say he is not a fool. He is believing exactly look, she has been sending her representative out this entire time, and he believes exactly what that representative is showing him. So he's not. I don't.
He a fool because he can't tell that woman don't have no kind of designs on him at all. She ain't even her fake little giggles and kisses.
But the way but even at the end, at the end, when she looked at him, she smiled, gave him that nice look. He believes that.
Yeah, I will say that for Ellen. Ellen is playing her part.
Right, but at this point too, when it gets down to you may die, I am innocent. I am pure as snow.
He's truly in love with her, and he's been in love with her clearly since they were kids. Like he keeps bringing that up about that, and for him, he's in love with who he thinks she is.
Yeah,
because he liked her from a child, and he doesn't even know her.
But I mean, that's what I was saying earlier in the season about all of these couplings. Like, you meet someone for 5 minutes and all of a sudden you're so in love that that you're not even gonna tell your best friend who been your brother since birth. So that's what I was saying. Like, I understand lust at first sight. I understand having a strong attraction, but you literally met this girl for a few minutes, and then you met her at the bridge and found out that y'all's families are enemies, and y'all like, we don't care, we want to be together, we in love. But again, 1700s, they do things differently. I guess at some point, if I feel that kind of attraction to somebody, I would rather that be my decision than for somebody like my brother Colum to say, oh, you're gonna go marry this dude, and then Dougal on the other side will say, well, if that don't work out, I got a dude over here for you to
girl.
Can we not?
That's
But when I say the preparations this girl had to go through for this test, first of all, this test is so invasive, even without them doing the majority of what I thought they was going to do to this girl. But just the fact she has to prep, she has to put her body through all these paces. She got to drink all that water to make sure her piss is not cloudy. And then she's got to hold her pee because, I don't know, I guess they don't know about Kegel exercises back then, but they're like, okay, you got to hold your water until we tell you to release. What?
It's just funny.
And then you got to go in with that barbaric ass speculum and feel for what I was just like, you know what? 1700s, man. Again, I will reiterate, it could not be me.
No.
Could not be me.
But
I don't want to go to a doctor now.
No, and that's horrible.
Right.
But but I love that every woman worked together in this mission to help in this cause.
Right.
Love it.
Right.
Okay.
Everybody was like, Julia was like, oh yeah, I can help you, Brian. Because Brian, once he finds out, because of course his father is like gloating. Oh yeah, thank you for deflowering the MacKenzie girl. Now she's gonna be tested. And Brian is sitting here like, Dad, I like really care about her. He was like, whatever.
Whatever.
Dude, we are handfast. That ain't gonna mean nothing because the MacKenzies ain't gonna care. They might kill you if you go there and tell them. But why don't you go on and do that if you really love her enough? It was like, you know what, this motherfucker. I hope he goes into that spring and he falls in and drowns. But we know that doesn't happen.
Later on. But
I hope his virility never comes back.
Right.
Well, we know that's not the case because he has a younger Simon Fraser in the original Outlander show that we meet that's like 16, 17 at the time. So
he's still doing this
at some point.
Yeah, he's still doing this, but yeah, I do like that. And it was funny how kept giving her all that water. And I was like, why are you giving her the water? Because then I realized, she got to pee clear. But also hold her pee, but you gave her all this water. So now she got to hold.
He made her drink a diuretic to force her to have to pee, and she still had to hold it.
And she was over there. She was over there. She held that. And the only reason she was able to hold that because she didn't have kids yet. Because trust me, after kids, you'd be like, I'm done. I'm done. Okay. Because she was already kind of dancing over there. Like,
she was. Because I wonder how long.
Right. I was like, how long this gonna be? She's gonna start twerking in a minute. Like, I can't hold this.
I know, right? But I wonder how long they made her hold that. Like, okay, so not only are you adding insult to injury, you're gonna give her a bladder infection while you're trying to prove her
right.
Really? That's what we doing?
Because Miss Fitz was like, pour.
She was
And then
like,
Ellen was
drink
like,
it, drink
okay,
it.
she said, wait, I thought I had to make water. She said, you're going to have to make water, but you got to hold it first.
Hold it first.
You could have told me this before. Yeah.
But it got to be clear too. So she had to get all that water. She had to get all that water.
Because if you just been drinking wine and milk, girl, you messed up.
Right.
But then and then I had a stupid, like, really horrible thought. When she was peeing, I was like, but what if she was like at the beginning or end of her cycle? Then it ain't gonna be freaking clear. That would have been unfair.
But at least that way they would have been like, oh, your flowers have bloomed. So obviously, I don't know.
And that's what I was also wondering, like, how long was all this taking? Because I was like, at some point she had to have her period at some point. At some, so they must have really did this really fast, because I feel like she should have had her period at some point in this time
She
period.
probably had, but that is not to say that you a virgin anymore.
Right.
That's true. That's true. But she is at least not pregnant. So it didn't come, like, whatever she was doing didn't formulate.
Yeah, but they needed to know that she wasn't even doing that.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my goodness. So I'm thinking, man, it may not have been clear.
Yeah, and it really was kind of dark. I don't know. I guess it's because of the lighting. I was like, that don't look as clear.
That's what I thought too. And then I was kind of did like this, and I was like, oh, okay, you can kind of see this clear. But I was just like, and even with the explanation Miss Fitz was giving her, Ellen was like, wait, so sometimes they find a chase girl guilty? She was like, yeah, it happens. Mm-hmm. What?
And because men didn't like to be contradicted, they weren't gonna say they made a mistake.
Yeah.
They're
not. But I like who said it, where hopefully, I think Fitzgibbon said it, hopefully when this is over that she will forgive you guys.
Oh no, that was Ned.
That was Ned who said that? Oh, okay, I couldn't remember who said it. And that was so true. Like, what you doing right now, if we are completely wrong here, I hope she forgives us. Mm-hmm. And again, disclaimer, everybody is correct though, but however.
But you know what?
For all intents and purposes, we needed her to be innocent today.
But she just happens to be in love with, and she half-assed.
Yeah. She married, okay? But But I love it when he said, let me go get my rescue my wife. Okay.
Oh, I loved it. I was like, girl, Brian, you go.
Brian, I love it. However, the girl sweating bullets over here.
Yeah.
And see, that's another reason why I was wondering, like, about the time period, because they had time to concoct and do all this stuff and get there before all of it started.
Well, here's the thing. So that was the very convenient thing, because Malcolm Grant's carriage, the wheel broke or something. So that's true. Yeah, that helped Julia and Brian out a lot, because had that not happened, they wouldn't have made it in time. Mm-hmm. But of course, okay, so this is the thing that was kind of sort of, I think the only thing that I found questionable is because all of a sudden Julia knows how to do this. Like, she knows how to make this little concoction that's going to, I don't know, put a barrier in. I was just like, how would you know how to do that?
I think it's because she was already interested in going to college, because the way she said about the book, like she read it in a tome or whatever, that was this old ancient. I think she was already just that nerdy girl who used to read for no reason, and just remembered that this was a thing. Because the way she said it was like, oh, I read this in a book. It's an ancient years ago book or whatever, and I was like, oh, she must have saw this back in her day. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like I think what it actually did is what they sell at the Passion Pink parties is that tightener.
the tightener, right?
Oh,
because
it tightened things down there.
Because it was like the vinegar and the salt and all that stuff that
The
does that.
it just shrinked her area. So that's why it was extremely uncomfortable for her. Like it just shrunk it up.
Yeah, but also too, again, we're talking. We don't know when this. I mean, obviously, some weeks have passed because when they went to Beltane, Julia was still pregnant. She wasn't quite due yet, and then she had the baby. So it's got to be at least a few weeks. So she's only had sex the one time, so she gonna be tight again.
Right, she will be, but they were trying to make sure that it was extra tight, just in case. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do our best here.
I know, but this whole thing, like, this is one of those shows that you see all of the uncomfortableness of the stuff that they used to do, and I know there's some people who are like, well, they took too long. I didn't want to see all that. No, we to see what we look. As much as we complain about the state of things today and where things are with us, at least we're not doing that. At least we're not doing that. So that to me is just a reminder to be just a little bit grateful, because we have come at least some part of the way. Now we still,
right,
we have control over our bodies and all this other stuff, but it ain't like that.
Right. And then it's like y'all travel by horse everywhere.
Right. And that's what Dina was saying in the last episode when we talked about it with that. It's like there's so many reasons why that may happen to a woman, where her riding a horse, an accident, just a tampon. I mean, let's just be honest. There's so many ways that could go wrong.
So,
but it's just 17th century, because I tell you, somebody does that now, we want to touch you, punch them in the face and be done with it. But we have to be a little bit thankful
for what's about to happen. Yes, we are,
because again, Brian is on his way. He's got to go rescue his wife. Julia offers to go with him, and Julia is in this, like, Brian is trying to tell her, no, my father's going to be gone for 2 days. You need to take the baby and go to Castle Grant, because again, she has found out that Henry is at the Grants.
Right.
Julia, now I will say this again. I'm ride or die for Julia and Brian in this friendship. I love it.
Yeah.
Because they stay up at night and talk.
They do.
The reason why they do is she found out when she was with the dad. And then the next time they talking about it, and mom is like, what are y'all talking about? Her husband is at the Grants.
Yeah.
So I'm like, did you leave his room and be like, come on, Brian, I need to talk outside. Let's take a smoke.
You know what? Whatever they do, I'm here for it, because that's like that's the brother-sister relationship. I'm like,
yeah, I love it.
I'm here for it. And when he gave her the opportunity, he was like, okay, so Castle Leoc is this way, Castle Grant is that way. You need to go to the Grants, which I guess Brian wasn't really thinking about the fact that if Ellen's virtue was going to be in question, that the Grants would be there. But he probably thought, okay, maybe it would be the older Grants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he was thinking about that, but it's kind of like, oh, well, they should be there. So it would have been natural for her to go. But she was like, no, at least I know where he is now. I need to go help you save her life. That's more important. She was like, because I can't go to my husband if I think that one or both of you are going to end up dead.
Yeah.
And that was a very real possibility.
Yeah.
So
I did think that was weird that she didn't say, well, he is the Grant's Bladier, so he would be traveling with the Laird.
But she probably wouldn't know that the Grants would go to be present for that. Because, I mean, we know about the barbarism in that, but who really is going to sit here and think, oh, okay, well, they're going to test to see if she's a virgin. They're going to have all the men in the room while they do this. She probably wouldn't think that. But I mean, they literally had Colum, Dougal, Ned,
all of them. And
Malcolm.
Don't turn your back.
Right. And okay, so I know we had moved forward past that. That's another issue I have. Like, you want her to have some virtue, but you got her doing this in front of her future husband, other men. It is no privacy. None. I get if you have her future husband, a representative from your house, your brother, or who's her choosing, and her handmaid, but not every last man, the bodyguard.
But you know, a woman's dignity is nothing to them in this time.
Yeah, but you giving away your sister, her husband. You don't want to see
virtue matters, not her dignity.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And then she got to pee in front of everybody.
Oh my God. I
was like,
and it's like I hear she's just squatting and you just hear all this pee, and it's just like.
And to me, I feel like Dougal's the look on Dougal was like, well, dang, she pee longer than I do.
Well, you know what? Y'all made her drink all that water. Yeah. You made her drink a diuretic. Then you made her hold it for who knows how long. So
then she couldn't like clean herself or nothing. And then he just goes in, and I'm just like, oh God.
And I'm too much of a realist. I'm like, can I get some toilet paper? Because I will be leaking over here.
Right. Do they even have toilet paper in this time? Because we've seen Lord Lovat get on the toilet and take a shit and get up and just.
Can I get a cloth though? Do I have to be leaking by the fireplace? Can I get a cloth?
He's also disgusting and horrible.
Okay. That's the last bit of what I had left on that. I was like, there's too many people in this room here. Right. Too many people.
Too many people.
Can we even just turn? I'm okay if y'all turn y'all back while he performing. I know he performing.
Yeah, but y'all watching. But you have someone touching her intimately that she don't even know.
That she doesn't know. When you have a doctor. And why do they need the priest to repeat what the doctor said? Why do they need the priest to proclaim? That's what.
You see what my screen name says, right? 17th century sucks. That's all there is to it.
And mine had "you will die" because that's the look she gave as she walked by to her brother. No, she gave Malcolm. She gave Malcolm a nice little smile. Hey, boo, still love you. Maybe
I don't know, because I really think that smile was her. I don't know. I feel like she's gonna use that to be like, yeah, I don't want to get married to you now because y'all didn't trust me. Blah 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 blah.
But see, here's the thing. What saved him was he went and said that he didn't really want this to happen. So that's why she kind of she gave him that look that makes him feel better inside, stringing him along. But then that look at her brother's like, I will gut y'all.
Right.
Give him a chance.
And she should.
She should.
Even though they are all right.
She should. Still,
that's her business. Get out her pants.
She should.
Get out her pants. Leave her alone.
Be gone with you. Nasty buggers.
But in the midst of all this, Henry is sowing the seeds of distrust in the Grant household. Because of course, the older, as we stated, the older Isaac, or the older Grant, Isaac, he's at home sick. Malcolm decided, okay, I'm going to come and I'm going to oversee this and whatever, because this is my bride. So I want to, make sure that she is treated with some dignity, which he did try to ensure. I will give him that. And Henry, of course, is looking at all this like, this is some barbaric shit. He was like, okay, I get what your dad is trying to do, but at some point, you're going to have to make your own decisions. And Malcolm Grant was like, I am my own man. He was like, yeah, but
I know, but
you're doing your daddy's stuff. But at some point, you're going to have to come through, and that's going to mean breaking off some stuff. And they both look at Archbud, because I'm Archbud getting on every fucking nerves now. So I was like, okay, Henry, sowing the seeds of distrust, because Henry is probably like, if I have to stay here, I would rather work for Malcolm than for Isaac. Which I don't blame him, because Isaac he's an old, tough, no nonsense,
Outlander. He's,
Malcolm has a little bit more compassion. Malcolm has a little bit more, he's just a little bit better human being. But while they're there, Henry is looking around. He has a near miss with Julia because she's walking down the hall. At this point, she is snuck into Leoc. She's trying to go to Ellen's room to give her this concoction. And he sees a glimpse of her, and he thinks that he's just, seeing things. Julia doesn't see him because she's so focused on what she's supposed to do, which is good. Right. Because if she's seeing Henry right then and there, everything would have been a disaster.
But it was just so heartbreaking because he just thought he was losing it again.
Oh man, that
was hard.
I thought, yeah,
because he already lost it, and now I'm getting confused of episodes since I watched 7 and 8 together. And then he lost it with, substitute Julia.
Sema. That was episode Julia. 6, and then last episode was when he went and told her, he was like, "Look, I don't want you to be her." Look, that was
but when he broke down because he got the necklace back, that's what I'm saying, with substitute Julia, and that was heartbreaking. And then to see him in there like, I'm seeing the ghost.
I'm tripping.
Her. Poor thing. I mean,
right? Because I was sitting here watching this, and when he got ready to leave, I said, you know what? If y'all give us this close of a near miss and they don't see each other, I'm going to throw something at my TV. I was so ready to be mad. And then when she saw him, she was like, Henry, he turned around and looked at her. And one of the things that I love about it, because you would expect that they would run to each other, I love the fact that she kind of held back because she's familiar with his PTSD and how he might react to stuff. So I love the fact that even when they were alone, she waited for him to come to her, even though, she was itching. She was like, oh my God, I need you. I need to grab you. She stood there so still, and he was just sitting there, and you could tell by the look on his face, he was close to breaking down again. He was like, you can't be real. When he touched her face and she closed her eyes, I burst into tears. I was like, and then he was
also like the fact that she was like, let's go here, let's go hide down here and talk, because she already knew that they didn't need to be seen together for whatever reason. They didn't need to be seen together.
She ain't supposed to be in the castle.
Well,
that part. Yeah. So she needed to get close to her exit.
Right. Yeah. Let's start with that.
But I finally, and then I was screaming, about effing time. Finally.
Because he was still thinking, he was like, you can't be real. And she was like, hope springs eternal.
Yes.
I was so happy. I was like, thank you for not waiting until the 10th episode.
Because now we have it that they're together. They just got to figure out how to get back together. And I'm okay with that because they now know that each of them are alive. Now they're going to have a nice evening of talking when they do get together because they have done some things, but it's okay.
But you know what? They've been apart for almost a year. They've been trying to survive.
Yeah, so we get it.
Right. Oh, wait. You slept with her because you had a mental break and you thought it was me?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, I got you. Because someone told you I was dead.
Right. Not only me. And our baby.
And our,
And you had to go sleep with the Laird because you didn't want him to kill the baby, or he. Oh, okay. You know what? We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Now let's figure out how to get the hell back to our daughter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because that just reminds me of like when Claire had to do that with the king or whatever in France. Yeah. Jamie was like,
"To pump Louis."
You had to do what you had to do.
Right.
To get what, I mean.
Because if she had not done that, Jamie would still be in the Bastille to this day.
Yeah. Yeah, but I love it how it's so cute. It's not cute. I just love how Julia was helping Brian and Ellen, but you're really helping your daughter's husband's parents so they could be together, so they can have their son who will later married to your child. So you were sent all the way back here to make sure they make it. Because they don't, let's just say they ain't paying attention to nobody else but themselves.
Right.
So you got to go through all of this just to get your your daughter's husband family together.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I'm so glad, like, Henry, at this point, the first time that he sees Julia and he thinks he's losing his mind, he goes to have a talk with Ned Gowan. And he was like, look, I need you to help me. He was like, the longer I stay here, the worse I'm going to get. I need to get out of here. I need to leave the Grants. I need you to help me. Like, he was talking about leaving then. If he had done that, he would not have known that Julia was alive. So thank goodness for Ned Gowan and that bromance and that friendship, because Ned was the one who was talking sense. Look, don't do anything rash because they will chase you to the ends of the earth.
They will kill you, which is crazy to me. Mm-hmm. It's a job. It's not why I got to stay forever. I can't resign.
I mean, if you think about it, he probably knows things that they've done that, it's like, kind of like being in the mob.
But still, there's no time where I can move. I mean,
right. I might want to go to a different country.
You literally saw them murder the guy whose job you took. So no, you can implicate them in some things.
And I'm like, Henry, what, can I just go get some air?
Right. I just
want you got to be on my back. Why you got to be on my back?
Because Archbug is an ass.
I mean, like, why you down here? And he was like, I saw a ghost. Okay, I thought I saw my wife.
Right. Like Archbug also, like that's what about that last episode that annoyed me when he did find him on his way to Craig Nadoon. Is like, we was just running from the British because they were arresting Jacobites. How you managed to get a posse together to come try find me?
Right. Right.
Freaking Archbug don't want nobody happy. Mm-hmm.
But the thing, when Henry turned around, when Archbug came downstairs, and he asked Henry, he was like, what are you doing down here? He said, I thought I saw my wife. Oh, so you chasing ghosts again. That look on Henry's face was Henry realizing that Archbug had something to do with that lie that was told to him. That's what I think. Because that's why he turned around and he was like, yeah, I guess. And he was smiling the entire way out. He was like, yep, my wife is alive. I'm about to find a way to get out of this. Yeah, I'm good. Y'all ain't got to see depress me no more. No, you know what? You're right, Mr. Bug. My wife is gone. My child is gone. It's time for me to move on.
Yeah. Because I also wonder if, he does actually realize that something was amiss, because she just wide open running around in other people's cabins. The baby fine, everything good. So
looking nice and healthy.
Out that something was amiss.
Yeah. Especially when Brian after your father. Look, especially when Brian comes in and the thing that you tell Brian is everything is well. They found her intact, or they found her not guilty. Henry is like, hold up, who is this? So at some point, you realize he's going to have divided loyalties, because I think he does care about Malcolm Grant as a person, and he's like, okay, I want you to have this. But then if he realizes, oh, my wife has been helping this dude who is actually in love with Ellen, and he's going to have a conflict right there. So of course, that's probably going to lend to some drama, but.
Well, maybe he convinced Malcolm that in decency, this woman doesn't want to marry you, and her family is forcing. So she's doing what she has to do. So maybe he's the one that turns things around, where Malcolm ends up being the family friend. And that's how
Jamie got the middle name Malcolm.
Because that's also another thing, because I had forgot his name was Malcolm. Also, and when he was given his full name declared for the first time,
James
and I was like,
the Malcolm MacKenzie Fraser.
Because also that same Malcolm was one of the people, like we were talking about, that stole the gold with Archbug and what you call it.
Yeah.
So he definitely lives on a long time, or whatever, and so maybe they end up friends. So maybe he loves her just that much, where he's just like, okay,
yeah. Could be. I don't know. But we needed that reunion, because when I say, like, the tension was getting to be too much, and then all the near misses, I was like, if y'all
we don't get this
in
together
this episode and we don't get a reunion, I'm throwing something at the TV. I was ready. I literally had something next to me. I was like, come on, do it.
Do it. I dare you.
She saw him and he turned around, looked at her, and she's looking at him like, come on, come on, come on. And he's looking at her like, okay, you know what? That's probably a ghost, but I'm gonna follow her because she's telling me to come.
Hey, I'd rather be with a ghost. You know what I'm saying?
Because he could have easily looked at her and been like, "Nah, you're not real," and turned back around. He could have easily done that. Thought his mind was playing tricks on him. But he was like, "Nope, I gotta go check this out. Even if it is, you know, I don't know if she vanishes into thin air or whatever. I gotta check it out." And that reunion was so sweet. So sweet. And then Brian was like, hold up, is this? And she was like, yep, this is my husband. Brian's like, how the heck? Okay, I'm glad you came with me now.
Also, I'm glad when she's like, okay, I have to go back. We have to like get together later, that he didn't push it. He was just like trusting, like she knows what she's talking about. Because I hate when people do that. If I'm telling you we got to separate, don't keep asking me questions. I'll tell you later. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was good.
Because she was like, don't come looking for me. It's not safe.
It's not safe.
But also, too, what would have happened if Archbug had found her there? Yeah. He would have either tried to steal her and take her with them, which she probably would have been like, excuse me, I got to go back and get my baby. But I just don't see that having a good outcome if Archbug actually had found her. Not to mention Brian. I mean, it's bad enough Miss Fitz scared the shit out of me when she grabbed them before they were leaving, because I thought it was Arch. I thought it was Dougal. I was prepared for it to be a full-fledged fight. But it was Miss Fitz, thank goodness. And she was like, look, I appreciate what you just did for my lady, but if you really love her, you really care for her, don't you bring your ass back. Take this tartan and go. We don't want to see hide nor hair of a Fraser. And the fact that she thought that it was Myrta, I was like, you know what? You should know that Myrta wouldn't do something like that.
But she also knew that Myrta was in love with Ellen.
Yeah. Right. And she was like, I didn't think you paid him any attention. This is weird.
Right.
And then she was like, it's not him.
Well, also, he stepped up at
take his name to my grave.
I mean, and then I'll be like her, like, oh, I hope it's not. Oh, his uncle. Oh, that's disgusting.
No,
you want to take his name to the grave? You can tell me, honey. So it must be really bad.
Yeah. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, Brian is probably the worst pick for her because he's the bastard.
Yeah.
So Miss Fitz probably didn't even think about that, because you are basically the princess of Clan MacKenzie. Why you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she probably didn't think that. Yeah, but oh my goodness, she look, she's over here doing her little dance now, her little pee-pee dance.
Her pee-pee dance. I just passed that. Now I'm on Julia and Henry. Hope springs eternal.
Yeah, but
his little face.
Let me tell you, Dougal and Colum. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of worried about the fact that Dougal didn't say anything, but I know what was at stake, so I know why he didn't say anything. But I also think he loves the fact that he knows something about Ellen that Colum doesn't, because Colum and Ellen were the ones who were close. He was like, "Don't she talk to you?" And Colum is like, "It hasn't been the same between us since her betrothal." Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Because you're selling her like a brood mare, you're selling her like a object. Why would she confide in you? Because you obviously don't think of her as a person. What was it Ned was saying to them? Because Colin was talking about Jocasta, because he went to ask Ned. He was like, so she wasn't out of your sight at all at Beltane? He was like, well, yeah, she went to the fertility blessings, but she was with Jocasta. And Colin said, well, misery loves company, and Jocasta wouldn't do anything to jeopardize Ellen's betrothal, because she knows her sister will be, she knows the prospect of marriage will make her sister miserable. And Ned was like, there is no love lost between any of y'all. And Colin is like, what does love have to do with it? And I know Ned was like, you know what? I'm going to tell you what it has to do with it. If your father had something for y'all, y'all wouldn't be in this fucking mess.
Yep. Basically. But it is funny, though, that as soon as he heard that she was with Jocasta, he already knew Jocasta was going to die her ass out.
Right.
They were together. Nothing happened.
Jocasta ain't gonna let nothing happen because she wants to see Ellen miserable. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Yeah, but that's how you know Ellen is so freaking smart, because she knew exactly how to get Jocasta on her side, her mortal enemy. She knew how to get her on her side.
Yeah,
and it worked out.
Yeah, you go get you a little something, and I won't tell, and you just let me go about my business, and you don't tell. And then she also had to give her a necklace, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah,
compared to your life.
Right, because here's the thing. There may be sibling rivalry between them, but here's the thing. They are sisters, they are women.
Yeah.
They know. They're like, oh, okay, you know what? We're oppressed. And I think that was what Ellen said to her. She was like, why do we always have to be at their whims? Like, we're the ones that are the so-called prizes. Why are they the ones always having to decide what becomes of us?
They can't have no babies. They can't reproduce.
Right.
They would die off if not for us.
Right. So yeah, I when he said that, he was like, oh, okay, she was with Jocasta. I ain't worried about nothing. You know what?
You're an idiot, Colin.
I mean, I'm like, Ned, like, y'all are just horrible to each other. Yeah. Just for no damn reason.
Basically.
Oh, but yeah, this man, let me tell you, I was so glad when they got finished with this examination. I was like, you know what? Now that I've seen it, I don't need to see it ever again. Yeah, I don't need to do anything like this again. But yeah, the look she has on her face right now, she's walking past.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, they better keep one eye open when they sleep.
They better.
Like, I'm looking at.
They better, because Red Jacob taught her how to fight. You know he did.
Oh.
She probably knows how to carry a sword. She probably knows how. All right, Colin. Look, she gonna go in there and break them legs again.
I was just about to say, trip his little ass up. Bloop, bloop. Right. Get on the floor. He ain't gonna be able to get up. That's But
I am kind of worried about what Dougal is gonna do with that knowledge. Because Dougal know who she's interested in, if nothing else. But yeah, she just gave Malcolm that look. She was just like, She looking at her brothers like she gonna kill it. Like, you motherfuckers.
I do wonder, because like Outlander, and you kind of see how they have this tense relationship, Dougal and Colin, with Jamie, but they're still blood, they're still relatives and they're still taking care of each other, but it's still this tense like thing. I just wonder, like, does at some point Dougal and Colin kind of feel guilty because maybe Ellen died, and maybe they feel like they got to take care, because if they say, they had that whole thing where like Dougal was like worried that Jamie was going to try to usurp his being next in line.
Right.
But he still, he didn't want the Redcoats to get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was still very protective of him.
Yeah.
So, I just wonder about that, like how that came to be. Give me more information. I just for more.
Yeah. But oh my goodness, just that whole family dynamic, because like you said, it's weird, because especially with Dougal, and I guess because we see how rash Dougal is here. Dougal is always one, he is about Scotland. I will give him that, because I think in the original show we were looking at it kind of selfishly, like, okay, he's just trying to do it for him or whatever. No, this is really in Dougal's blood. Dougal is like, I want a Jacobite king on the throne. I will do anything for Scotland, whatever, damn my family, damn my reputation. Like, he was really, really hardcore. So it is interesting to see him like that, and then to know the relationship we had with Jamie, because on the one hand, it really is a love-hate relationship, because you could tell he cares about Jamie. Like, he had him as a ward in his household, trained him and all this other stuff, but then at the same time, he's so freaking jealous of Jamie.
Yeah.
Because and this has to do, I think, with probably the way that Brian and Ellen raised Jamie, even though Ellen was gone. I think Jamie was 5 when she died, but the way that he was raised, because Jamie is like, you know what? I don't need nothing y'all have over here. I have this little piece of lollybrock over here. I have my land. I have, clan phrase. I'm good. I don't need none of y'all stuff. And I think Dougal, I don't know, there's something about the way Jamie is free that I think Dougal was jealous of. Because even though Dougal kind of operated on his own, on the side or whatever, it's like he was always under Callum's thumb. And Callum, I will say this too, Callum made Dougal into the beast he was, especially in their older years. That whole thing when he told Callum that Galus was pregnant, she's having my bairn, and he was like, that's Arthur Duncan's bairn, just like Hamish is mine.
Right.
I was like, you created that beast. Ooh, and again, I'm very interested to see how that particular thing came about, but you created that beast. But I will say this too, Dougal, in this younger version of him, we see how he kind of provoked Callum to do it, because he had so much animosity against Callum. Why wouldn't Callum just kind of give it back to him? And then it's so interesting, because when you go back and you look at the scene where Callum died, and Dougal is just sitting there like really pouring his heart out, probably for the first time ever, to his brother. And that dude done committed suicide and died while you're pouring your heart out, because he don't even want to listen to what you got to say now. I was so sad for Dougal in that, but at the same time, looking at the way they are in this show.
Right, you can't.
I'm just tired. I'm tired.
That's that whole, what's love got to do with that? In the end, it's got a lot. A lot. But, these folks. But okay, yay, we got one reunion. Yay.
Yes, thank you.
Henry and Julia, briefly, but at least they both know that they are alive. They know where each other is. Henry knows that he has a baby named after his grandfather. Like, I love that those little pieces, because when he looked at her and saw she wasn't pregnant, he was like,
oh, the baby.
And she was like, I named him William. Oh, after my grandfather. I think that was like a further cementing for him, like, oh, this is real. This is real for me, because who else would say that to me? Like, so they know they're alive. They know they're safe. I really hope I was going to say, I really hope he doesn't go to Castle Leathers to try to get Julia, because that means he would have to go against Lord Lovat. But at the same time, Lord Lovat now is going to fall out of favor with the Grants, because he was the one that sent the accusation.
Right. And nothing is wrong with her.
And nothing is wrong. And so he's going to come back to Brian and be like, you lied to me. I thought you had. And Brian was like, I never told you I slept with her. I just
said that's my wife. I mean, we just.
And not to mention, it's not going to be Isaac, because Isaac dead.
Isaac is dead.
It's going to be Malcolm, and Malcolm going to be real pissed, because not only did you do this to her, especially if it causes her to lose her. Oh, it's going to be some stuff.
It's going to be some mess. Yes.
So, oh God, why are they doing this to us? And they better, they're going to leave us on the worst cliffhanger ever when this show ends. You know that.
Yes. But like you said, I Isaac Grant, they get when they're getting ready to leave Castle Leoc, a messenger comes, gives Henry a letter, and the letter states that Isaac Grant has passed. And again, that's because Brian McCarty, the actor who played him, passed away sometime after filming episode 4. So they did write that into the story. And so now Malcolm is the head of the Grant. So now we got to see what he's going to do with that, how that's going to change things. And then I wonder, is that the reason why now, why Archbug ended up leaving the Grants? Because Malcolm became head of the Grants, and he was like, you know what? I don't want to deal with it.
Probably fired him.
I was just about to say, if I was Malcolm, I would get rid of him.
I would.
But also, that's the person who not only knows your dirty secrets, that's the person who has done your family's dirty secrets. So it might not be that easy to get rid of him.
Yeah. But I also feel like, I do feel like Archibald is trifling, but I also kind of feel like out of respect, because I feel like he actually likes Isaac. Yeah. I feel like he not looks up to him, but he admires him.
He's very loyal to him.
Yeah, he's loyal to him. So he might not want to ruin his memory, maybe. But then again, it's Archbug. He tried to kill a boy because his wife was stupid. So I don't know. Yeah. Tried to kill Rachel because of his wife. So who knows?
Yeah. But okay, we got 2 episodes left. I don't even know. At this point, I don't even know what I want to happen in these last 2 episodes, because we got the main thing. Henry and Julie know each other. They know that they're alive. They know that they're in the same time. They are literally in neighboring castles. So, okay, we're good on that. At this point, I don't know what else can happen in this first season, because again, this is a story that we don't really know. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. And I'm trying to think. I don't think I saw the promos for the next episode, so I need to go back and watch that. But have you seen it, Dina? Either. Okay, you didn't see it either. Okay, but so we have 2 episodes left for season 1, and then we got a season 8 trailer for Outlander this week, which Michelle has not seen yet because she was traipsing on the seas and everything. But I will just say this. I'm excited because there are some things that are in the trailer that come from the book that I really didn't think they were going to do, but it looks like they're going to bring some of these book plot lines. I'm so excited. There are characters that should be coming back. I don't think it's really a spoiler because they had posted it on their social media, but we do know that Fergus and Marcelly are coming back for this final season. Yay, because we have not had enough of them. And then there were a couple of other things. William, and then you see Brianna and Roger, and you see Lord John. And so there's all these different things going on. I'm trying to be vague because I want Michelle to see the trailer.
I got to see it.
We may discuss the trailer just separately, just whatever. But I'm excited. But what I need them to do, and I put this on all their social medias, I was like, stop teasing us by saying early 2026 and give us a damn
I know that's
date.
Right.
I need a date. I need to know when Droughtlander will be over.
For real.
Are y'all talking January? Are you talking April? Are you talking
October?
No,
no. They said early. They better not play no games.
Early June?
No, girl.
Early,
out of here.
I'm just saying.
Early has to mean first quarter.
I'm just saying.
Early has to mean first quarter. That means they need to give us this show before March. I would love it if you want to drop it on Valentine's Day, that works. Give me a Valentine's Day release date. We're good.
Yeah.
I need to know how many days I can mark off the calendar for Droughtlander to be over.
Right.
I'm done. I need it. So the only thing I can think of that it wouldn't be as soon is the fact that, I've mentioned this before. I have been waiting to see if they were going to announce the Outlander cast for New York Comic Con, because they've been at New York Comic Con the last few years. So it is now the end of September. They still haven't been announced. I feel like if it was coming like January, February, they would have been at New York Comic Con to promote it, especially with this being the last season. Now, that's not to say they still can't, because I mean, we deal with cons here. They do last minute guest announcements all the time. So it could still happen. If it does, I'm gonna have to, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to figure something out. I'm gonna have to go. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something.
Oh, that's coming up real soon.
Yes, in 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. So I don't know, but I mean, like I said, you talking early 2026. February is in the middle of that early, because I'm thinking January, February, March. That's early. April, May, June, you're already midway through the year. That's not early anymore.
That's not early, no.
And then what they did with season 7, it came out in or 7B came out in June, so they kept saying early summer. So I really feel like it's gonna be in the next few months, but again, I need a date.
I need that New Year's release is what I need. I need
that January. Would be great.
Wait, hold on. When is January 1st?
That would be great, because I would be sitting on my couch watching Outlander. I don't go out for New Year's Eve. I just usually sit here.
Again, it will need to be January 1st. It cannot be
because Stranger Things. I know.
So okay. It releases.
We're not going to have a competition
Friday?
Here.
Does Outlander release on Friday? Like this show has been released?
I don't remember.
Because the second is
Sunday.
Is it Sunday? So yeah, January 4th, I need it to be on TV.
We can do that.
The first Sunday in January.
Yeah, we can do the first.
So Michelle, I already kind of moved forward with this, because I knew you wouldn't have a problem with it. I did ask Dina if she wants to cover this season 8 with us, and she said yes. So
yes.
Continue to have Dina with us for our Outlander coverage. Yes. Yay, that's gonna be fun. So yeah. Look, maybe we'll have a date by the time we get to Conjuration, because we are doing panels at Conjuration. Hopefully, we haven't gotten our confirmation yet, but you know,
I need to
it's coming. Because he doesn't usually do it till like about the 14th to 15th of October. So
and I need to submit tomorrow.
For what?
I submit for Stranger Things.
You know what? I need you to get on it.
I've been behind. It's on the list.
But here's the thing.
On the list.
He probably will. Like if it's something that hasn't got a lot of different stuff for, he probably will put you right up in,
Well, he did that last year because I was way behind. I was like, can I still do something? He was like, yeah, just give me a title. Just give me the title.
Yeah.
And we'll write it up later. And I'm like, okay. Yeah.
But we are going to discuss Outlander at Conjuration, which is November 14th through 16th here in Atlanta. It's actually in Duluth. So we'll be doing, I think I submitted for 2 panels for the main show and for Blood of My Blood, because Conjuration panels are only 45 minutes. We cannot talk about both shows in 45 minutes.
No, you cannot.
So we'll be doing that. 2 more episodes, and then we'll be in like real Droughtlander until they give us this date. But that's okay. We can keep the spirit alive. You guys have any final thoughts on episode 8?
I'm pretty satisfied.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And on that note, that is it for our show. You can find us online at www.fandomhybrid.com. We are on social media, on all the social media at Fandom Hybrid. You can chat with us on our Discord channel. You can watch our videos on our YouTube channel, and you can listen to us on all major podcast streaming platforms. Thanks for listening. We hope you join the conversation next time.